Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Wednesdays with Waddles with none other than your host. No flipping way, it's Wednesday herself. Oh, do the dance. So, look, you know how I would usually build the scene up, trekking through a long mess of messes or something, but I don't even have time for that today because, surprise, brand new, Minecraft 1.21 item added, and my excitement is through the roof, if you couldn't tell. For the longest time, like ever since 1.16, this is the exact thing that I've been dreaming of them to actually do. Just surprise us with something new and exciting. Today, tap like, subscribe, because we're gonna dive all into it. Now, let's get breezy. The first change I'd like to take a look at is one of those changes for the technical players out there. Maybe players like myself who like to build the large-scale farms utilizing a bunch of hoppers. Well, in this week's snapshot, an interesting bug has been fixed with hoppers and like barrels being upside down and basically still being able to pick up items for whatever reason. It was really weird. However, also tucked deeply inside of the changelog, we have this little line that says improve the hopper performance. Oh my god, I wish I knew more about this, but that is beautiful. 100%. This is going to be one of those changes that I leave up to my friend Bill the Sheep and William the Villager over here. They're going to do some experimental testing in the background of today's episode, and yeah, maybe we'll come back around to him near the end and figure out the results of their tests. Good luck, laddies. In a tweet from none other than the legend himself, Nenbon, we now know that the Armadillo in this week's snapshot is the finalized version of this little creature right here. Alright, so look, this is only for science. Obviously, ethically, morally, I would never do this, but Armadillo, and when I hit the Armadillo, it rolls right... Oh, I'm sorry about that, little buddy. The Armadillo, it rolls right up now, and look at it. It's fully balled up now, and then it kind of like peeked out and looked at me. Let's go ahead and experience this one in an undisturbed environment. The Armadillo is a proper ball now. That means you can play the whole Armadillo ball game, like knock this thing around and Dillo ball it up. Theoretically, you could like Dillo ball it up and it's like a proper ball now. That's so cool. Every once in a while, the Armadillo is going to poke its head and toes out of its like front of the shell just to see if anybody is around. Right there, look at that. The animation is so sweet and clean. That's beautiful. So alongside this whole new functionality of not panicking and just rolling up straight away, we of course have that new animation. I'll show it for you one more time. Look at this thing. It peeks out, sees if the coast is clear, which silly Armadillo. It doesn't remember who hit it in the first place, but either way, oh my god, it's beautiful. According to the changelog and Nenbon, after this snapshot, the devs are switching focus over to wolf armor, so feedback, send it in. Very sincerely and dearly, I'm hoping and praying for the option to either A, be able to customize the armor by dyeing it somehow, or B, even better, brand new wolf armor trim is added to the game where we need to like find it at one of the structures, maybe the Trial Ruins, great incentive. Then you could trim the wolf armor itself. Anyways, next up, check this out. Here is my pet dog, and I hid my pet dog. Oh, I'm a monster, and I did it again, and I did it again, and I did it one more time. Okay, look, it's all just for science, because this dog, it actually has a whole lot more health now. A big buff has been granted to the wolves inside of this snapshot. So the intuitive viewer who saw last week's snapshot video never misses a single one may remember that we kind of called this one. I told you this was going to make it to the game, and sure enough, it did. So subscribe. So basically, what's happened here is the wolf's health has effectively been doubled. Originally, it was 20, it is now 40. That's going to mean the wolf is going to take a little bit less damage from environmental things, like maybe the player shooting an arrow or the player walking up to the dog and hitting it with their bare fist for some cruel, terrible reason. Now, alongside this change, when healing up your pet doggo, it will now heal up twice as much as it would have before. It all gets a bit technical, maybe difficult to keep track of, but the dog is now actually going to take twice as much damage, too. Because of the games that are played and the math that is done with, like, increasing the health, doubling it, and so on, this is going to amount to almost no notable changes. However, the whole players and arrows thing, definitely big difference there. Technical changes inside of this snapshot. Before we jump into the big one, I figured we'd take a look at these very technical, tech-pro-y changes, you could say. There have been so many changes inside of this snapshot. From scanning them over really quick, this thing has been a reversion. We went back. So in last week, just like in the couple previous weeks before, there was not one but two snapshots. In the second snapshot, 24W05B, a change was made to potion effects. Basically, there was a change with potion effect multipliers. Previously, your high score, your upper limit, was 255, while last week it was bumped down to 127, seemingly to fix a bug. Now this week, it's been bumped up and returned right back to where it was before, 255. Alongside this, though, a couple new things have happened to the jump boost, levitation, and mining fatigue effects. The effects over 127 have been replaced with new attributes. Now look, I'm a simple man, I don't fully understand the technical insides here, but generic gravity being an attribute, does this mean perhaps something with that whole moon dimension that we were talking about just a few weeks ago? Are they changing gravity or setting it up to change it in a different dimension or land? So next up, I can't believe it. They finally did it. Here we are, over in a different random trial chamber in survival Minecraft. I modified this room a little bit, got rid of the skeletons because the big one for this one is going to be our breezy boy, front and center. The breeze has popped in from the trial chamber, just like it always has before, same old, same old. Wind charge, like thing that this thing is shooting at me, I think that's also the same as before. Now, dear kind friend, please get down from the ledge. Jump down from the ledge. Friend, come on. Get down from the ledge. All right, I think maybe the best strategy to get that guy down is hide behind the breeze right here, right? Maybe, perhaps, possibly. Do you jump down? Haha, you did it. All right. Now, listen, pay close attention to what's going to happen here. I'm going to go ahead and charge the breeze. This creature, the mob itself, is still not all that scary. What in the world? Oh, what in the world? It has a drop now. The breeze has a brand new drop called the wind charge. The first, or maybe not the first, but okay, look, when I get excited, I misspeak a little bit. It's a brand new surprise feature of 1.21. It's a new item. So this new item is really, really cool. This is going to be a new drop that you get every single time you take a breeze out. So, my dear friend, I can't believe you're making me do it manually. Oh, okay then, jump down as I tower up. When you take a breeze out, you'll get anywhere between 4 to 6 wind charges without any looting. Now, the wind charge, if I hold it in, just go ahead and throw it. Well, I throw it and I lose it. Take a look at that particle right there, and I'll go ahead and loop it for you so you can see it, maybe slow it down. It's literally the thing that shoots out of the breeze. That become the breeze I'm cosplaying. Now check this out. Looking at it a little bit closer, if I throw it at myself, like kind of right at the ground right here. Oh, it's a jump boost. All of a sudden, I can jump 2 blocks up into the air. It basically doubles how I'm jumping. If I say shot it at the wall while I'm standing right here, it knocks me back a little bit, and actually, this particle thing, just like with the breeze's move, it can actually activate things like buttons, so maybe traps or something. So, now next up, back over here at our snapshot zone, it's time for a little bit of science. Of course, if I take out this breeze with a plain old sword, just like I said, it's 4 to 6. What happens if we get looting in the mix right here? If I take out our breezy friend with a looting 3 sword, how many win? Oh. I think I got 6. I get so excited when they add a new item to the game because, of course, it's a new item. Add in the fact that this is a brand new surprise item. Like, we knew nothing about it before these moments right here, and my hype, it grows even more. It gets so cool, and it makes me wonder what's going to come next. From running this test right here, it's kind of surprising. Maybe this is a bug or something, but it doesn't look like any kind of looting is affecting anything. Now, I don't want to linger too long on it. We'll test it one final time, but yeah, that's weird. It looks like no looting buffs. Wonder if that'll be changed next week. For my next experiment, I've gone ahead and prepared ourselves a little bit of a test run course right here. If I can get the mob into somewhere in the purple, that is 10 or more blocks. If I can rocket it off of the pink, then oh boy, that's real far. Villager, go ahead. No, oh, how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna be quick. Villager, we go ahead and hit the charge, and oh, you go like what, 4 blocks, almost 5 or something like that. We go ahead and do it again, 4, almost 5 blocks, something like that. One more time. Oh, a little bit less because I think I was less close to you. So, from the looks of, oh, buddy, you got some height right there. Okay, all right. This is going to be an interesting game that we will have to play with the villagers. Aha, look at that one, the highest shot yet. That's crazy. That's really cool. Based off of these initial quick tests, it seems like if I hit this thing below the villager, it's shot a little bit higher. Meanwhile, if I hit the villager head on, maybe it's pushed like a little bit more horizontal instead of vertically. On a little bit more of a technical note, a wind charge fired by a player instead of a breeze will deal 10% more knockback. However, it's going to have a little bit of a smaller affected radius. So meaning like, when the breeze shoots that little wind charge, that could be like relatively far from it, but still feel the knockback. But not very much knockback. On the other hand, if I am the damage dealer, it'll be a little bit more knockback, but just like, I need to be more accurate with it. Another thing you might be wondering about is, hey, what about a wind charge plus an arrow? Can we do anything with that? And no, unfortunately not, but that would be really cool. Imagine combining a wind charge with an arrow and it makes an arrow that just like rockets all the way through the wind or something like that. Also, unfortunately, you cannot shoot wind charges from a bow or anything like that. That would be really cool too. However, and this bit is a little bit more speculative, this gets me wondering about the fletching table and the different charges we have in the game. Could perhaps we be at the end game for this table finally? And maybe we take an arrow and combine it with one of these charges and then it does something a little bit different? Maybe boost it even? Interesting. Anyways, Wednesday wants to get back to the facts here with this one. So dispensers with a wind charge, does it work? Oh, it definitely works. Look at this thing right there. It definitely absolutely works. Now I wonder if I could maybe, I can. It looks like I'm able to hit this thing and change the direction of it. I'm just like setting it straight into the ground instead of like off into the sunset or something. I wonder if this is like gonna be a new game or something like that. Another cool thing, check this out. Wednesday with the elytra, I jump up and I try and like activate the elytra, and I can do it, but it's a little bit tricky. Instead, I wind charge, jump up, and then I can rock it off just like that. I mean, you gotta be quick with the timing a little bit, but whew, that's pretty cool. And then I can fly around and just shoot wind balls at things. Oh, it's wonderful. I'm sorry about that, dog. It was for science. Alright, so look, high-key, I'm kind of infatuated with this item. And maybe imagine a reality where we could, like, maybe make a staff of wind as well, with a couple breezes and, like, I don't know, a rod of something. Blaze rod? I don't know. Staff of wind, yes please. And maybe make the recipe relatively expensive, throw some diamonds in the mix too, and look, I don't think it's a big deal that you could, like, infinitely shoot the wind charges. You have to farm them in the first place anyways, and also it's like the breeze is only at the trial chamber, so I don't know. What do you think? Do you like the wind charge? Are you hyped? Call it down below, and let's move on. Alright, so basically the final thing that we're going to take a look at today is this beautiful block right there. Oh my, what is this thing? Is that perhaps the new and improved vault? Oh yes it is. The vaulted texture in this week's snapshot has been changed. And most notably here, when it comes to the change, we're looking at that new top texture. That's clean. I wish I could get this thing in survival and build with it. I like that. If you're curious about maybe the animation change, if we walk up to this thing and use a key, check out that top right there. It slides open like that now. That's so cool looking. I like that new version of it. That's really, really awesome. When it comes to the loot, unfortunately, it is still unchanged. Maybe next week, though, because it looks like things are definitely spicing up. At the conclusion here, it looks like our villager scientist has decided to consult with his friends. The sheep lad over here has been doing nothing but eating the entire time. The hopper results of the test, they've concluded. Our big change here with the hopper is basically, if a hopper has a solid block over it, it is no longer going to try and pick up an item. That means one way to make your hopper very, very efficient, your big farm, is put blocks over hoppers that you can. Maybe leave that one exposed, drop the items there, blocks over that, and it's smooth, baby. It's great. So genuinely, I'm so curious. What do you guys think about the wind charge and the fact that it was just like surprise drop? And what do you think will maybe come next week? I'm so excited for Snapshot season. Tap like if you enjoyed today's showcase and subscribe for more. I'm sure we'll be talking about this whole Snapshot stuff on this week's stream on Friday, so maybe stay tuned. If you love the content that I cook up, consider becoming a channel member. It helps me directly. Until tomorrow, Wednesday out. Goodbye, everyone.